I should probably see my channel first. Hi everyone, I'm Mimi from Cherry Chicks channel. Hello! Today I'll be starting a new segment called Mimi in Session where I'll be talking to different types of people, students, teachers, everyone, everywhere around the world. If I could, if it gets bigger, then I'll probably talk to celebrities also, but we never know. So today I have my dear cousin with me.
Hello. Hello. I'm Aura. I'm Mimi's cousin and I'm 16 year old this year. I'm a Sec 4 student in St. Anthony's Conversion Secondary School and I'm very honored to be her first guest in Mimi in session.
Yes, thank you so much. Aura was my how do I say this? She's the first person I thought of actually talking to, cause she's right now in Sec 4 and she's gonna go do her O level soon, right?
Yeah.
So I was hoping that this would help her with her AAE submission. So yes,
Yes.
so since she's in school, so I decided that today we can talk about school, just school in general. Do you want to talk about school, like your school?
Yeah. So I'm from St. Anthony's Conversion Secondary School. Some people might not even know what the school is, but it's all the way in Bedok. And I would say the culture of my school is very like sisterhood, girlhood, and
It's a
I
girls' school, right?
yeah, I was actually like in the affiliated primary school, so I kind of already got used to the culture, and it wasn't like that hard for me to like fit in or mix around with like the people because most of them were also from like my primary school. So I would say that on my last year in secondary school, like so far, I did see like a really big change if I were to compare myself in Sec 1 to Sec 4. And honestly, I'm very grateful I chose this school. Yeah.
Are you in any CCA right now?
Yeah, so I'm in the drama club, and fun fact, I actually transferred CCA. So in Sec 1 I was in netball, but then like because of health issues, I couldn't like really I wasn't performing well in like training sessions, and yeah, because of my asthma. So I changed like CCA.
So some people might not know that CCA stands for co-curricular activities.
No,
Cannot, sorry, we are doing something right now. I need to lock the door. Sorry. Hey, Tops is here.
yeah, Toby is here.
Okay. So yeah, CCA stands for
Co-curriculum
activities.
activities.
So it's basically like if we talk about in the US, it's just like clubs you do after school. So it does helps with your
Balancing of like
education wise. It helps when you try to enter poly, right, or GC.
yeah,
So you can use like what are those called, the points? I don't
leaps
know if I don't
points.
know if they still do it right now, but during my era
Yeah.
years ago, we could -1 or 2 from our O level points. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still the
Yeah,
same right
yeah,
now, is
still
it?
the same. We still have leaps points. Yeah.
It's called Leaps Points. I don't know what it called last time.
It stands for leadership. Forgot. yeah.
Leaps.
yeah.
Okay, so speaking of school, let's do it like a more fun way. Instead of just talking about school in general, we'll be talking about the acronyms of school. So SCHOOL. So let's start with S first. S stands for self discovery. So what do you know about self discovery in general?
Um. Basically, I feel like your the change in like your identity. Yeah, and for me, self discovery was like it was kind of like a challenge for me, especially when I like got when I was in Sec 1, secondary 1. I was a very shy, timid girl, like in school, but also at school, not really, but in school because it was a new environment. Although I did mention before, like few of my primary school friends also got into like the same school. I still had like trouble like making friends and mixing around with like the new people from like other primary schools. And uh to be very honest, I had a really hard time to like find friends and the ones that I could click with. So I feel like in school you go through like very different like experiences, and it will actually make you discover yourself, I guess. And maybe you might also discover something new about yourself and completely like change your perspective about yourself. Yeah.
So, maybe you can tell us like when did you start realizing that you're good at something? We can say what that something is, and
Yes. Um I never thought I could be good in like leading actually. So like I said, I was super shy in secondary one, but a few teachers of mine could really like see my potential, and I wouldn't expect to get into like this program in our school called LIT, which is leadership in training. And they pick out students in sec 2 to go to undergo this program, the leadership in training, to I guess discover their own potential of being a leader. And like upon hearing like that I got in, that I got chosen, I was super shocked myself because I went through quite a lot of friendship problems, friendship issues, even in my studies. Like, to be very frank, I got like F9s in Sec 1. I got, yeah, F9. So, like, I failed almost like every subject. And that made me feel very, like, doubtful of myself. I was like, who am I even? You know, I was having like an identity crisis. Yeah. So, this program really, like, helped me discover some new things about myself. And, um, with that program, I actually was like, we had to go through like interviews to get into the student council, and luckily I got into like the exco student council. So it was like such a big proud moment for myself. Yeah.
so let's say I would say that you found your true self already, right?
Yeah.
In school, right? Does school help you? Sorry, no. Does school like encourage you or discourage you from being your true self? Would you say?
Yeah, so before, like, there were some reasons that just made me choose to hide myself, I guess. I hide my true self, and that was like, you know, some of the wrong friends I mixed with, some like things that make me feel very judged by some people, and I chose to really like hide myself. I used to be a very you know, like cheerful, very loud girl like outside school. And but then because of the environment in school, it kind of stopped me from doing that. But s- school, like ever since then, I think they have initiated like quite a lot of like programs and lessons during like from teacher time, where like they try to promote the idea of being yourself, and also not really letting like others come in your way of being yourself. So I would say that while I was in the student council, that really made me, you know, shine and actually be myself. Like I was comfortable to be myself, because at the same time I learned like, you know, new values, like new I guess the like the culture of my school. And also I made new friends in the student council, and they actually like, you know, made me realize that sometimes you're just in the wrong clique, wrong environment, and that can be like, you know, one of the reasons that can stop you from being yourself. So yeah, yeah.
So how would you I wouldn't say label, but I guess label. How would you label yourself right now compared to
um
before secondary school and after like right now in secondary school?
I don't really have like an exact word in my mind, but I could just describe that before secondary school, I wasn't myself. I couldn't like. I don't think I had that much of self respect for myself. Like I just followed whatever my friends did. I just wanted to fit in, and then um I was judged along the way in primary school for like maybe being too loud, maybe being like kind of like the class joker, I guess. But like that kind of changed in secondary school. So now in secondary school, I don't really like. I try not to care about what people think of you, and that's what one thing school taught me. Yeah,
I think that's a good thing.
yeah,
Just to not care about what people think about you.
yeah.
But back in my experience in secondary school, I did get judged a lot as well. I was quite open about who I am or yeah, my identity, but people didn't like that. Unfortunately, in Singapore, it might be I think like some of us are a bit what's that word? They're not open minded, so you can't really express yourself well. So, all right, moving on. You did talk about your friends and teachers,
Yeah.
right, in school. So, about that, like, what made you feel like you belong in school?
Um
Any sense of belonging?
yeah, okay. So actually in school, right? My school will always talk about sense of belonging. And that was like I kind of struggled finding like the sense of my sense of belonging in the school, especially like in lower secondary, which is secondary 1 and secondary 2, until I found something to be proud of myself. Like maybe also while like I contributed to school, right? Or back to the community, it kind of like made me have like a sense of belonging. And because I contribute to like, the school, and I think having like something to be proud of means to, I guess, discover yourself as well. And yeah, sorry, it's a bit weird. Yeah, yeah. Um, I think having like personally my teachers and the friends that I have now are very like supportive people, especially in secondary 4, where like every every teacher, I guess, like your form teachers, they are very they care a lot about like your mental health right now at this state. And most of the times they would ask for like I guess one-on-one talk session with you to just check up on you. And I feel like that's one thing that really helped me feel belonged and heard. Yeah.
So I think some students might experience this differently. There are a lot of one-to-one sessions, right? They talk about careers and stuff.
Yeah.
Like there are counseling as well in school, but I think some students might perceive that um as maybe a bit of intrusion. I know last time my own experience, right, when I had counseling, right, the counselor actually shared that it was supposed to be a conversation between me and her, but she told my mom about what I said, so
Oh.
it wasn't great.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, unfortunately that happened, but for you I guess it's different. I'm glad that it's different for you. Now speaking of your friends and teachers in school.
Yeah.
Okay, by the way, secondary four is you're 16 now.
Yeah.
You're 16 in secondary four, so maybe out of Singapore, it's like high school, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, high school. So if you're confused, she's in high school right now. Yeah, she's gonna go to a college after this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, college. So
Actually,
who?
like adding on to like the counseling
Mm.
part, I do have like quite a lot of friends, or I even heard from my own counseling a counselor, because I do go to counseling session, that like quite a lot of people are afraid to reach out because of the idea of like counselors telling like your parents about what you tell them. But I feel like as a as a person who goes to counseling myself, especially in school, like that kind of that barely happens, I guess, unless like what you're going through involves hurting yourself. So yeah, if anybody is doubtful of reaching out for help in school, I don't think you should. And I don't think you should worry about your parents finding out, because I think things may have changed. Yeah.
All right. So speaking of teachers and friends, who do you think might have made a big impact on you, even in like small ways among your friends and teachers? You can just point out one person.
Oh. Okay. uh
Any teachers who might have.
Okay, yeah. So for teachers, I do think that this CCA teacher of mine, her name is Miss Ng, but sadly, she left the school. Yeah, she just left the school when.
Hi, Miss Ng, if you're watching this.
Yeah. So I got. She just became our CCA teacher like last year. She also, I think, joined last year only, and I in secondary 3 I was, yeah, I had some issues with like my studies, balancing my studies and council work. So I used to like crash out and break down really bad during like CCA sessions. Like if I can like if I can count, it's probably like 5 times that I crashed out in CCA. And this teacher, Miss Ng, she we had like a really long talk. Like CC is 3 hours, and honestly, I think we talked about like that. We talked for that long, like the whole session. We were just talking, and I was just, um, you know, letting out my anger. And actually, she's the reason why I started counseling. Like she went to the counselor and told the counselor about me and referred me to the counselor. So I think we were talking about how there were like this rumor going around about me, and how I choose to just believe that rumor go even though it was false. Like even though I myself knew it was false, the amount of pressure that it had on me just made me like, choose to believe that the rumor was true, and that because even some people that I trusted choose to believe in that rumor. So at that point of time, I had nobody to speak to, but Miss Ng came and she just basically saved my day that day, or maybe how I felt about myself that year. And she, I guess at that point, she was like one of the only ones that could see how this rumor impacted me, and how I should just, be the leader I am and ignore the rumor. Yeah. But sadly, she is leaving. So, yeah.
Was it like a really terrible rumor about yourself?
Yeah, it was actually quite terrible because it kind of made people think that I was that type of person.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's okay to say because, yeah. Okay. So basically, when you're chosen to be in exco student council, you would have to go through like speeches. You have to go through like you would have to give a speech to the school to run for head girl. Even though you don't wanna be head girl, everyone in exco had to give that speech to the whole school. So then once upon a time there was like a rumor going around about me saying that I paid people to vote for me. And I was like, what? Since when? Yeah. But then although it was kind of funny at that point, behind the scenes I was very like shattered. Even like some of my friends knew it before I did. I was like, what? You didn't want to tell me, you already knew. And then some of them also went to believe it. And that was when like I really I was very doubtful of myself. Like
It,
do yeah.
it must have really like made you feel, um, I would say, underappreciated. I mean, you
Yeah.
have to give a speech to everyone,
Yeah.
and then for them to say that you're paying people just to vote for you, it's a bit.
I'm not that rich.
In secondary school, guys, come on,
I'm
don't
not
say
that
that.
rich, guys. Like, yeah, okay. But like, yeah, I felt like really betrayed as well because I guess I thought I was supported. I thought I was like, I don't know. Yeah, I thought that people wouldn't really create such a rumor about me. Yeah.
Did you find out who created a rumor? Who started it?
I kind of knew, but like I don't want to
Yeah,
say.
we don't have to talk about it. But
Actually, I don't know.
did you address it at the end, or
Um,
it just went away?
it just went away because honestly, there's no point. And this person, there were like other stories about her, so I just feel like um, it's not something that I should actually address to her herself.
I mean, I think it's you're wasting energy as well. If
Yeah,
she has other issues
yeah,
like similar, so I don't think you should actually address it. You
yeah,
know? Yeah.
yeah. I think maybe because like she wanted the role as well, so it's like a bit, you know, I don't know that I yeah, there was like no point addressing it honestly. And because rumors will come and go, you know what I mean? Like you cannot actually control what people think of you, what people say about you, but you can control how you like handle it and how you feel about it. So it did really affect me a lot. And what when you said like underappreciated, yeah, that I felt like that because going on stage and like giving a speech is not easy. Like in front of like 1,000 people, it's not easy, including teachers. And in my head at that point, I was like, okay, the audience here, like some of them like knew the bad side of me, like knew how I was in primary school or secondary school, knew like my reputation back then. They're gonna like judge me, like how why do like, you know, why would people vote me, if these people know like what I did back then or whatever. But I choose like not to keep thinking of that when I give the speech, because I changed for the better and people change for the better. Yeah. So I guess I didn't let those like thoughts really affect me and just give the speech anyway, even if I didn't get the role or whatever. Yeah.
I guess like I would say kind of it stemmed from jealousy. I would is it the rumor might have. I mean, if the person might have wanted the role, so
Yeah.
this sucks too. I'm guessing you lost some friends when it happened, right?
Yeah. I mean, I did. I wouldn't say lose friends. I wouldn't say like I lost friends when the rumor came out. I just on my side felt a bit betrayed and shocked that some people chose to believe it. Yeah. But that didn't like I would say I didn't really overreact when that happened. I just to keep it in, but when you keep things in, you will just crash out at the end, which I did that day in CCA. So yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so I forgot to say, but that was part of C, which stands for community.
Oh.
I forgot to say it. But next, let's move to H, which stands for hurdles. So challenges. So how would you say you overcome your challenges in school?
um I would say like some of my hurdles and challenges would be like studies. If I were to, I am struggling a lot in math. Yeah, there's like,
To be honest.
yeah, my honestly right now I feel like my biggest hurdle is math. Okay, and but back then, like maybe in secondary three, when studies weren't really like so important as it is now, some of the hurdles would be friendship, and I guess having to like portray myself to the very like to the very best version of myself in school. And that kind of uh those like were some of the hurdles last year. And how I reached out for help was to start going for counseling and to actually um change like my environment, which meaning like my clique, like my group of friends, because I think at that point I wasn't feeling quite supported, and I felt like I don't know, in order to keep going and keep feeling motivated in school, you don't need like a group of friends to feel supported. And I wouldn't say that my school is quite um uh I wouldn't say it's hard to like reach out for help in school, because my school has this system where you can actually just drop like a letter, a form in this, that they actually have like this like mailbox.
The drop off box.
Yeah. Yeah, like it's outside like the counseling room, and they built that in 2023. I think it was like
Two
completed.
years ago.
Yeah, I think it was completed like last year, actually, like the beginning of last year. So that was one of the things that my school started doing, to just drop off like a form if you want to like seek counseling. And I didn't really like thought of doing that, but now thinking about it, I feel like that is um such a great way and like very convenient, not so like um difficult for like students to just reach out for counseling. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very good way, not good way I would say. It doesn't really require much actions. No, maybe mental effort to reach out for counseling
Yeah.
since you just have to write a letter. I think that's a good thing.
Hmm.
More schools should actually
Yeah.
like enforce that. My school didn't have that. It was more of You gotta walk in into the counselor room. She's
Mm.
who would do that? Either that or the teachers refer you to get counseling.
I think because also some of the students now like prefer to just not really make it such a known thing that, oh, I'm going for counseling. I need to go for counseling, because I feel like once that is known, like it can spread to quite many teachers, I guess. Like your form teachers, maybe also your CCA teachers. And I'm not sure if back then like you need like parents like approval to go counseling.
You do.
Oh. Yeah, now it's like not like that, which is a really good thing for like, those students who prefer to just not, I guess, make everybody know that you're going counseling. Yeah, but which also you shouldn't be afraid of going
Yeah,
counseling.
just go ahead. You can.
Yeah,
It's like having a conversation with someone who won't
yeah,
judge you.
yeah.
Wait, okay, wait. Before we continue, right?
Okay.
The tablet is dying.
Oh
Understand?
no. Wait, can you use my phone?
Alright, I'll use your phone.
Okay. Oops,
Thanks.
days.
Uh, I forgot what I wanted to say.
Oh.
Oh yes. You did mention that you had a lot of troubles with no, not school, with some like subjects, friends.
Mm.
Would you say like what's maybe friendship might be your hardest challenge in school, or would you just say it's education?
Um, I feel like now my it kind of changed. Like before, my priority was to look good in school, be everyone's friends, and just having everyone to like me and be okay with me. But as I grew up, like that isn't like really the biggest priority that you should have. Maybe in secondary school, yes, because right now as kids and teenagers, like I guess you need that satisfaction, and you need that, I guess, those group of people to just assure you and make you feel entertained in school also. Yeah, but not every teenager is like that. Like not every kid has the crave the need to be liked by everyone, crave the need to be to have friends, like, yeah.
I think this is an issue mainly because the world right now actually judges you based on your looks. I think it's just a beauty thing, I guess.
Oh.
It's like it's very prominent, especially in some countries like China and Korea,
Mhm.
where they have beauty standards that you have to stick to. If not, you'll be ugly.
Mhm.
Apparently, I'm not sure, but I think in Singapore it's not that prominent, right? I
I
think they just
guess
care whether you look neat or not.
yeah,
Maybe like previous in my time in secondary school, we weren't like that. We were more of like, as long as you came to school, it's okay.
yeah.
Yeah, but maybe in your generation it's a bit different because right now we are in a world where they judge you a lot
Yeah.
based on your looks.
Also, speaking on beauty standards, I feel that like pretty like privilege actually exists even in like
Even in
secondary
school,
school. Huh?
that's crazy.
I don't know. I've maybe like not so common, but there are some cases where like pretty privilege actually exists. Like for example, maybe like this person is so pretty, but she did quite a lot of bad things, but people still like her. You know what I mean? That kind of thing, and I feel like that can really affect those people who are actually in need of friends and like people to like them. They would feel like, am I not pretty enough? Like, am I do I have to be so pretty for people to like me? Do I have to be like so popular in like social media for people to like me? And that was actually myself. Like I was like, do I need to be like do I need to look like that certain person to be liked? I mean, like, not even talking about boys liking you, like just friends in general. You know what I mean? But not everybody's like that. Like for me, my friends, they are not like that. Yeah,
That's
thankfully.
good. That's good.
Yeah. So, but I think the topic of pretty privilege is really like upsetting, and it shouldn't even exist. Yeah, but unfortunately, like even in like the industry, maybe especially like the media industry, it exists. So yeah.
Actually, like pretty privilege. I think it's quite easy to see in schools. I think it starts from teachers actually.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah. So some of them might treat you better based off your looks. Or I know that sometimes in such cases we have female teachers who would prefer to teach male students. But it's not very common in Singapore, I think. I've seen
Oh
some cases like that in my own school, but
gosh.
yeah, they really just excuse their behavior just because they're male.
Ooh, that kind of
Yeah.
reminds me of like those like TikTok videos, like those female teachers with like boy students.
I can see it.
Oh,
That's
oh,
a cat.
oh
There's a
my
cat
god, can I
there.
just say something?
Yeah.
She actually like she stayed like in my room the whole night, and when I woke up, she pooped on my blanket, okay? But the cute part was that she woke me up like that. Yeah.
That's why you can't keep your door locked throughout the night. I think
Yeah.
sometimes when they were I try to wake us out. I mean I have 5 cats. She has 4. You have 4, right?
Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, and we can't keep our doors locked at night if we have cats inside the room because sometimes they will try to wake us up to pee or poop, but we don't wake up.
Yeah. But like
Yeah.
after this, I'm not letting any cat sleep
Yeah,
here.
yeah, I understand. So I think I would too. I don't like Coco inside
Yeah.
my room either.
Oh, why?
I don't sleep with her. I worry that she likes to pee everywhere, so I worry she'll pee inside the room. Okay, before we continue, it's already the half an hour break. Half an hour break. We are at the half an hour count, so please hydrate yourself.
Oh,
Don't
okay.
forget. Because she's
Drinking
talking a
matcha
lot.
today.
And she didn't make me any.
I don't even know how to make it. Okay, anyways.
God, matcha is so good.
Yeah. Someone said that if you like matcha, you just want to fit in the society. But let me just tell you something. I used to hate matcha, okay? Until my sister made it. I was like, oh my god, okay. I get the hype of it. Yeah.
I love matcha. Some more I work at Starbucks.
Yeah.
I don't want. Oh, I should name drop actually. S Bucks,
S-Bucks.
where I can make my own matcha unlimitedly. So, all right, let's move on. Okay, so O stands for opportunities. All right, so hmm, let's say about someone who's trying something new. What would you say to them if they're afraid to try?
Honestly, just go for it. Because, like, if you don't go for it, if you don't take that leap of faith, in the future you're just gonna be like, wait, I should have done this, I should have done that, I should have went for it. Gosh, because you may never know what that thing can actually how it can impact you, and you should just do it rather than regretting in the future. Yeah.
What's okay? You okay? We talk about trying something new. Was there anything that you tried something new? Any time that you tried something new and you didn't regret it?
um it was when I changed my CCA, like, because it wasn't really trying something new, because but it kind of was, okay, like when
I
I was
remember last time she was in primary school. You did what?
I did bowling,
Bowling.
yeah.
What else?
I wanted to do sports, like, okay, to me I was like,
She's a very sporty person.
okay, anyways, to me I was like, okay, if I join like a really like a sport CCA in secondary school, I'll be like really cool, I'll be really like popular, whatever. But like when I was in netball, I was like, wait, no, this is not my thing. And also because I was like really scared of the coach, okay? I wasn't built for that, man. But yeah.
Netball coaches are always very scary. I'm not sure why. Even I scared. I wasn't in netball, but I was scared of the netball
Yeah.
coach also.
But I guess not everybody is like built to be a sporty person. And I guess growing up, even like my own siblings, my brother did sports, but he stopped halfway. So, and then I don't know, he became like very interested in piano.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He learned piano on his own.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
pretty
he
cool,
did. Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
He I think he knows how to play guitar a bit as well.
Yeah.
He learned on his own.
So interest change over time.
You can venture into something new.
Yeah.
Just whatever you feel like it, just try.
But speaking about like that, right? After secondary school, I would want to like play like a sport in polytechnic or something, or even like outside in a club. I want to play touch rugby, guys.
Touch rugby. There isn't any clubs, right?
Oh,
In
there
poly,
is.
there is.
Oh no, in poly no,
No,
it's
there's
only like
it's
touch
outside.
football, but outside,
Touch
yeah.
rugby, but I think you have to pay, right, to get into the
Yeah.
clubs. Yeah. So I went through poly already. I'm in university right now. So far in poly and university, I did not take up any clubs.
Oh.
um, I think I focus mainly on studies and working part time just to make money for myself. But I think it's a good way. I think they have like school clubs,
Mm-hmm.
like a like exco, something like that. You can join that if you want to. Also,
I feel like in polytechnic there's like a lot.
there's so
Yeah,
many.
there's like a lot. It kind of confuses me.
You can try out so many new stuff, but I would say that their criteria to enter, I think, is quite strict. Yeah, compared to secondary
Mm,
school.
yeah.
So
But go for it. I
yeah,
feel like yeah, even if you don't have any experiences or anything, you should just go for it.
like this right now, like the YouTube
Yeah.
channel.
Oh
I tried.
yeah,
It's something
yeah,
new. I'm just like
yeah.
okay. I don't really like to be in front of the camera. I don't take a lot of pictures also, but I do have my love to react to new stuff, react, try new stuff. So here I am
I feel
in
like
a podcast with
also
my cousin.
yeah. I feel like also like um age doesn't matter like if you want to try something new. Like you may think that oh I'm too old for this, like I'm too old, I can't start like I don't know, I can't do ballet or something like that, but you actually can. And fun fact, Singapore has this thing called skills future where adults can I
You
guess
promoting skills future
sorry
now?
wait wait, but like Singapore has this thing called skills future where adults can just sign up for I don't know classes or programs to
No,
just
actually, I worked for in the area before. I was the salesperson, I would say, that sold these classes to people who want to try new stuff. But yeah, there are a lot of classes. You can try cooking, AI. There's a lot of AI courses now. I know that some of you might not agree with me that AI is good.
students will
Students will agree because we have so many not devices, platforms where we can help our schoolwork. I wouldn't name it what are the platforms, but
we
um
know it by heart.
yeah, we know it by heart. You don't have to. But yeah, there's so many new things you can try right now. Honestly, I feel I'm quite too old to start a YouTube channel right now.
No, you're
But
not.
I think I'm quite old though. I'm 23. I'm 23 by the way, guys. 23. I think I'm a bit old.
She's not.
I
She's
think
not old.
usually at your age, people will start a YouTube
Oh, that's
channel.
so true.
Yeah,
Like,
usually in their teens. I'm not a teen anymore. I'm an adult. Very unfortunate.
but you're a young adult.
Yeah, not really. I'm going close to 25. I'm aging to 25 soon.
Yeah, but even my own mom, like, I don't know, she's thinking of like um surfacing like the Skills Future website to just see what they have. And yeah, like
At the age she gets skills future credit.
no, I don't think so. I don't know.
I don't
But
think
yeah,
so.
not
Maybe
yet.
there.
I
I
don't
think
know.
she can use them for to do their diploma or degree. I
Oh
think something like that, right?
yeah,
Diploma
yeah.
courses or something like that. But yeah, yeah. In Singapore, I would say it's a privilege. Okay, we are privileged to have
Yeah.
maybe I would say free education for Singaporeans. Yeah, for Singaporeans. Um okay, we are going out of
Sorry.
topic. But it's okay, it's good, it's good. We're talking about I like it, I like it. So next, another O we can say it stands for Outlook. I know Outlook as an app.
Oh, what?
the
What?
mail the mail app, Outlook.
Oh, I don't use that.
You don't use that. I use it for work. But let's talk about Outlook, okay? A question maybe how did school shape the way you view the world? Before you entered school, how did you view the world? And after you entered school, how has it shaped you to view the world right now?
Mm-hmm. Mm,
I think it's a bit of a tough topic, honestly, because there's so many things going on right now that I would say that we can't really talk about in school either,
oh.
politics wise. Yeah, so
Oh yeah.
yeah, there's so many.
Actually touching on that, ever since like the the ongoing war, right, between Gaza and Israel, um, my school actually started, maybe the Ministry of Education like started having this some assembly periods where maybe social studies teachers share on like the political side of the world and like basically the current affairs. So yeah,
Wait, I heard that in Singapore we're not allowed to really say our stand,
yeah,
right? Like
yeah,
the teachers, right? They can't say, "Oh, you
yeah,
should
yeah,
support this and that. You should not do this and
yeah,
that." We are only allowed to educate about what's going
yeah,
on. We can't
yeah,
take a stand, unfortunately, in Singapore.
yeah.
Here's quite strict.
But yeah, so going back to like how those like this basically lesson to educate like the students, the whole school actually during like assembly period on the current affairs is really like effective and beneficial because and also I guess to break the awkwardness and the silence, I guess. I'm not sure. But like basically it also like shows that like Singapore is doing something, I guess. And um kind of also teaches like the students to be more like aware and um more into the current affairs because it is like it might also affect us one day, I guess. Yeah.
So I guess you would say that school helps you learn about the ongoing affairs in the world,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any views about the world right now? Don't take any political stand. I don't want you to do that, but
Yeah.
more of like is there any feelings that you feel about the world right now?
Mm, right now, okay, I haven't really thought about that. Like, I haven't really like had any views on like the world.
Maybe I would say right now that I think the world is not as united as before. We do have UN
Yeah,
United what's it called? UN World? UN
nations.
UN nations, right?
I think so.
Singapore is part of them. But I feel that right now there are so many things going on and it's a bit sad. I'm not gonna lie. It's a bit sad that we have come to this point where countries are fighting each other
Yeah.
and the tariffs by US. I wouldn't say anything
Oh
about them, but that's questionable. Yeah. But do you have any feelings about what's
my gosh. I
going on?
guess like as a as part of the youth generation, where I guess the government, like the schools already educating us on this and maybe also preparing us and teaching us on like how to maybe contribute and take part of like maybe also sometimes like raise awareness on like the current like issues um as like as a student myself and like as a kid, I guess I feel like really like sad and a bit confused on like what can I even do, to help. Yeah. I know there are some like donations or whatever. I have like tried to donate only $1, but like but it
I think
counts.
yeah, everything counts.
Yeah.
Every single cent counts, I think.
But yeah, I just feel like I don't think that it's not my problem. I do think that it's everyone's problem. Like everyone needs to do something. Everyone can do something. But sometimes like due to some circumstances, maybe like you're too young or something, you can't really do anything. Yeah.
So okay, let's change our topic a
Okay,
bit
okay.
before we venture out into the political world. About school.
Yeah.
What would you change about school if you could?
Um wow. uh
Wait, give me 1 minute. Sorry, guys. Someone was knocking on the door
Yeah.
so many times. But yeah, as I was saying, what would you change about school if you could?
Um. Wait. Okay.
Anything. Could be something small, like the timing of school,
Yeah. Okay. Wait. I do
reduce the
think
number of classes.
I do think that like honestly my timetable right now isn't that bad. It's quite balanced. Isn't really very stressful for me. But I do feel like the um the starting time of school should change a bit. Yeah, we do have late days. I'm not sure if all school have late days, but we do have like one day of the week where we start school late.
How late is late?
Um,
So
well,
only half an hour, right?
yeah. It's only like half an
That's
hour.
not late. What bullshit is that?
Yeah. Last like my school like previously we had like we started 1 hour later on like the late day, but then it changed to like only 30 minutes later.
I know schools right now in Singapore they end at 12:45 on Fridays, right?
Oh, not mine.
Not
Not
yours?
mine. I mean, but somewhat close, I guess.
At what
On
time?
like 1 p.m. or 1:30. Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's still the same right now for other schools. I know around my in my generation it was 12:45. Um, because Muslims have to do their Friday
Yeah.
prayers.
I think like the co-ed schools have that. Yeah.
Oh, maybe yeah, maybe it's the co-ed
But
schools
my
then.
school is a Catholic school, so I'm a girls.
Girls. Um, but I think honestly, right now you guys start school at
7:40 or 8.
7:40, right? Or 8. That's so early. And then you guys end at 3, 4.
Yeah, for some days. For some days.
Usually at around 3.
Ye- yeah, usually around 3. I think latest 3:30. Yeah.
That's super long. And you guys' lunch break is only half an hour, right?
Yeah, like my timetable some days is half an hour, some days is an hour. Yeah. And some days they like it's an hour but they break apart the periods. Yeah, like yeah.
I think well, co-ed schools don't have. They only have half an hour break.
Oh really?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh my gosh.
I think it's always been half an hour. If I'm not wrong,
That's
guys,
so
I'm not sure. I forgot.
sad.
Last time when I was in school, it was only half an hour.
Mm.
So imagine I have CCA after school. I don't have time to eat, so it's 7 to 6, 7:45 to 6. Yeah,
Oh.
so it's super long. I was hoping that they would change the timing,
I think it is like
but
quite
they
big.
haven't really like shortened the hours yet. Like, is it really necessary to be in school for so many hours?
Yeah.
Yeah, questions will always go unanswered. I'm not sure. So, but yeah,
I think
so
free periods are very necessary. Like especially if there are it's a very long time like very long schedule on that day. I feel like they should assign some like free periods.
I'm not sure.
Maybe.
Like, you know how in Singapore there's we usually they call Singaporeans kiasu.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So I'll put the word on the screen, kiasu. It basically means um how do
I don't know. It's like
I guess you're impatient or something. So you always rush to do something. Or is it
like
kiang?
you need that
Or is
thing
it kiang
first.
chong?
Something like that. I don't know.
Hey, can you help me search?
Okay.
So if you search like what does kiasu mean? I don't really use that word, but that's how we are labeled here in Singapore. So basically, right, I feel that we do rush a lot of things in one day.
Oh, okay. So
That's
kiasu is a Hokkien term and that translates to afraid of losing or fear of missing out. FOMO.
how about
FOMO.
kiang
Kanchong.
kanchong
Kanchong.
kanchong.
Mm, kanchong means nervous, anxious, or harried.
So those are the two terms that usually Singaporeans are labeled as. So I would say, we are kiasu because we have a fear of missing out time. We are always racing against time, which sucks honestly, because we have so much time in the world. Why are we racing against time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's very
Yeah.
unfortunate that we are in a country like this, but I would say sometimes it has its own pros. There
Mm-hmm.
are pros and cons that we have um so many hours in school, but that means also that we cover a lot of lessons as well. Um, we are
Yeah.
doing O's quite. I think it's quite early compared to to other countries
Yeah, I
actually.
think so, yeah.
Yeah. Here education I think it's quite important in Singapore. So I get it, but I don't get it at the same time. Like, like
Yeah.
I wish they would shorten the time for school. Right now I'm in university, right? But I'm in part time university, so usually I just do classes and exams. That's all. I don't really have a day of classes, because I'm doing full time work right now, so I just have to attend my classes. But that sucks. Yeah, for them, not for me, but for them.
Yeah. Actually, speaking of like this like timetable in school, I guess like it isn't really for us ever since COVID started, right? They introduced this like home HBL, which means home based learning for like the students. And at that point, even like the working adults, like they had to work from home. But the students were quarantined and we had to like do school at home, so home based learning. But even after COVID has, chilled, come down, was that we still continued HBL. Like I guess it would happen every month. Yeah, every month there will be one like HBL period for us. Yeah, so
Like a day or
yeah, like the whole day, unless even like on CCA days. For me, like my
there's
CCA days is
HBL also.
no, 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 yeah, there's HBL also, but you don't have to come back for CCA, which is a bit like
Ah,
chill, unless you have like some like program on that day. Then
but you know what? Zoom classes, they're not the best for teachers, because teachers are there to educate you, right?
yeah,
And they have to know whether you understand or not.
yeah,
On Zoom classes, sometimes, right, students don't switch on the cameras. Teachers can't see whether you can understand or not. Usually, they will
mm-hmm,
understand through physical language, right? But since you're not there with them physically,
mm-hmm.
they have to be able to see you, but they can't see you sometimes, and it's hard because I think from my own experience, right, when teachers ask us, "So do we understand?" We just like yes for the sake of yes. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Oh
So
my god! Wait, this reminds me of like when, because I did HBL, like home based learning Zoom classes when I was 11 years old. So that's like primary five, and some of like my classmates didn't care like at all. Like they were just sleeping, even though their camera was on. Like they were just sleeping, which is so funny, honestly, thinking about it. But it's really not effective at all, and I do pity like the teachers. Yeah, yeah.
can I have your phone back?
Okay. Oh wait, sorry. Wait. Okay. Wait.
Yeah, guys. Unfortunately, I have not memorized the pointers yet
It's
for
okay,
this
guys.
session, so I have to refer to something.
First time. First
First time,
time.
first time for everything, guys.
Yeah.
Okay, so I would say that's all for Outlook. Wait, okay, this one is I think it's an essential question. I think I have some like opinions about this as well, but the question is, did school what wait,
Oh my gosh.
sorry. Did school prepare you for life? Yeah, that's important. This is important because I'm an adult now.
Yeah.
So
I
for
feel.
me, I would say no.
Oh.
But for you, what would you say?
Mm, I feel like I wouldn't know at this point because I don't think I've experienced life yet. Like life, like working or something. I wouldn't know what life
Life
is going
is,
to like.
yeah.
Yeah.
So as an adult, I would say no, because I think taxes and all that stuff, they're not covered in school. It's very hard to do. Sometimes randomly just get a text letter inside my letterbox, and I didn't know that I had to pay taxes.
Oh.
I didn't know. Yeah, I
Oh
had
yeah,
to pay
I feel
tax.
like I only knew we had to pay taxes like from her
Yeah,
because yeah.
cause like I told like my cousins, like my family's all like, guys, I suddenly had to pay $24.
Yeah.
But yeah, tax the amount changes, I guess, according to the amount you're earning. I think something like that, but I'm not sure. I just started paying. recently. So that, and I think there are so many things that could have covered in school, like life skills. I think Singapore has this thing called OBS,
Oh yes.
Outward
Oh my
Bound
god.
Singapore. You
OVS
went,
was,
right?
yeah, OVS was so
Last year.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's when you learn some survival skills. I learned some as well, but I think they could have done it like maybe every year. More life skills. Yeah.
Mm,
Um but I think like theory wise it could be a bit boring. So they need to do a lot of like physical activities
yeah.
to,
Because actions to like display those
yeah, if
skills.
theory wise, no one will listen. Honestly. I think in school we you guys had this like I'm not sure. Last time they talked about like values and stuff. I don't know if you guys still
VI
have it
what?
now. It's
Uh
not VIA.
CCE, like
What's CCA?
CCE lessons.
What's that?
Okay.
What does it stand for?
I only had it in primary school.
I don't know if secondary schools still have it now. Or maybe my memories are jumbled up. But yeah, that they usually like they would have like one lesson where they will talk about values and stuff.
Mhm.
Maybe that's in primary school only,
Mhm.
but it's super boring, and I think like because of that no one listens. And yeah, it's not helpful at all.
Yeah.
So I was saying that maybe like them doing it, them educating us through like activities like OBS is good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, but OBS only happens
In secondary three.
in secondary school
Yeah,
at
secondary school. Yeah.
sec 3
Actually,
when you're 15.
in primary school they do have like camps. So
Oh, camps. I miss camps.
yeah.
Yeah. No, you could have CC camps as well, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, you can.
I think sometimes it's overnight.
Not for me.
I did had a couple of overnight camps in school. I was an alumnus for a camp as well. For my CCA. School band.
Hmm.
Concept band, I mean concept band. Yeah.
I
Um,
think like speaking about that, I kind of wish like my school had more overnight camps for like CCA camps or student leader camps. Yeah, I feel like that would be really fun and more like it's
I,
a way for us to bond together.
I think it has
Honestly,
its pros and cons. It's dangerous, I think, for a group of students to stay in school at night. And you have to hire a security guard to guard at night. Cleaners have to clean the toilets also at night.
oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
yeah, yeah. There are a lot of like factors, I think. Food.
Mhm.
So if I would say that it happens only when the school has a budget to conduct these overnight camps. But other than that, I think not a lot of students actually experience overnight camps. But fortunately, I had the opportunities for that. Yeah, you
Yeah.
didn't, right?
My only overnight camp was
Yeah,
OBS,
OBS. OBS is so fun.
which I'm really grateful that I could experience OBS. And I guess OBS also mixes gives you like an opportunity to really meet people like outside of your school, even like the people of like you know opposite your gender. So it's like wow.
Yeah, so if you're not Singaporean and you're watching this, you might wonder what's OBS. So it's a program in school where you venture out into the woods on sea
Yeah.
and camp for 5 days, right?
Yeah.
5 days, four
5 days for
nights.
yeah.
Last time I was mainly on sea, so I had to sail
Oh
and stuff.
really?
Yes. So when it was raining, I was still on sea. I was soaking wet. We had to sleep on the boat as well.
Like overnight?
Yes, overnight on
Oh
the
my
boat.
gosh.
So we didn't get to brush our teeth and stuff when we woke up because we immediately had to sail
Oh.
off. Yeah. For you, is it just land?
Like no, it was like mix of land and sea. Like only one day it was sea.
I was mainly on sea, 5 days straight.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
So we did do some activities on land, but mainly we were on sea, which is really interesting because I have motion sickness right now.
Oh my
After I experienced that, I begin to have motion sickness.
I
Very
guess
sad.
speaking like about OPS, right? Let me just share you a bit of my experience because it was really fun. So I did like make new friends and it was so fun because these people, like, you just would never think that you would meet these people, I guess, and like become friends with these people. And that's what I like about OBS, because it really, like, they don't I don't think they mix you like based on like how well you,
It's really random. So
yeah,
like there are multiple schools on the same day,
they just force
and
you.
they just like, was it four only?
Yeah, for
I
me
think
it
it's
was like
five for mine. They group you randomly, just pretty random from all the schools. So one group would have like I
eight
think
people. For me it was eight.
eight, very little. I had
Yeah.
more than that. Yeah, so it's quite a lot. But you can meet a lot of people. The instructors, blah, blah,
Instructors.
instructors are very kind.
Yeah. Unless you're like really
I still follow my
annoying.
instructor to this day.
Oh
And
wow.
on Instagram, yeah, we're still mutuals. Hi.
Oh my gosh. Um, I guess OBS also taught me like a lot of survival skills. Like on the first day, we did this activity called trust fall. I didn't see a point of doing that, but basically we had to climb this like platform. I didn't think it was really high, okay, but when I stood on that platform, it was so high, and I was the last one to jump, okay, and people had to like carry a mat for you to like for them to support you when you fall, okay. But that was like the hardest thing ever, Like in my head, I was like, oh my god, what if like you know like they cannot like support
And it's
me?
only on the first day, so like it's with
Yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
bunch of people you've never met before. They're asking you to trust them to
Yeah,
catch you.
like it's really like this program really like have you to step out of your comfort zone.
That's really good. It's a very good
And
program.
I don't think my instructor ever said no to me. Like, I mean, wait, like agree on like me wanting to stay like out of the program. Like I tried to fix it, okay. I really didn't want to like trust fall. I tried to like wait, my ankle hurts, my wrist hurts from like supporting everybody else. But then my instructor was like, no, it's okay. Go on, step on it. So then I did eventually, and it kind of made me realize that it's not really a big deal. Like, just go for it. Just fall down. And I don't think anybody like will actually remember like the very moment of them carrying you, unless like they kind of injured themselves during that moment. But yeah.
Did you have to cook?
Oh yeah, we did. Oh my
Yeah, there was one.
gosh.
Is it everything? No, it's not right. For me, there was like I think the last night we had to like cook something.
Oh yeah, yeah. The
They
last night was like the
didn't.
biggest
They just
meal.
provide you ingredients and then you had
Yeah.
to cook on your own.
Yeah.
Mine was so bad.
I think I cooked about like two times. No, three. I think every night I cooked. Yeah, every night I cooked. And the most like memorable meal I had was when we went to like hike to another campsite on that island, and the next day was like the sea expedition, right? But like the night before, we had like a really nice meal, and there was actually like some kind of like bonfire, you
I
know
remember that. I remember that.
yeah.
There's a bonfire.
Yeah, so I guess that was a really like memorable moment for all of us, honestly, because we really bonded that night, and there isn't any other like opportunities where like you can just go on like a camp with your friends, yeah.
No. What's memorable is also the shirts.
Oh, I didn't get the
You didn't
shirts.
buy?
Yeah, I was like, wait, isn't this OBS, like the shirt OBS? But I didn't even get the shirt.
You
I
have
didn't
to
buy
buy
it. Yeah, I
it.
didn't buy it. I don't
It's
think
neon colored shirts.
I don't think anybody from like,
I bought the neon yellow OBS shirt.
oh my
That's why it's
gosh.
memorable to me because it was neon. Who the hell wears neon colored shirts? But yeah, it was a dry fit shirt. Yeah, I didn't really wear it that much.
I know like people last time wore it to like school, and that I think that was one of the reasons that made me feel really excited to go to secondary school. How you can like switch like your uniforms. Yeah.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was so fun. At this age, I don't have any camps to go anymore.
Maybe you can though. Like I'm pretty sure now like they still have like those leadership camps conference like for
Like outside,
adults, young adults. Sorry?
excellent activities.
I'm not sure, but like the National Youth Council, yeah, I think they do have like camps and like programs.
I don't know. I haven't been like really venturing out nowadays because I'm busy. But okay, That was a good talk about OBS.
Okay, yeah.
All right, last one. L. L stands for lessons. So we do go through a lot of lessons in school.
Yes.
Right. Can I just ask how many subjects do you have to take in school? Like right now, how many
Mm,
subjects are you
I
taking?
take 6 subjects. Yeah. Oh, Toby, don't poop again.
Subs. And the six are?
Um, so it's your English, my mother tongue language, math, combined science, which is chemistry and biology, and social studies and geography. Sorry, kind of blank, and pure literature. That's
That's.
7, right? Is it? No, that's 6. Yeah.
I think I took the same as well. I can't remember. Let me see. English, mother tongue, e-math, pure lit, combined sciences, physics and chem. What am I missing out? FNN.
Mm.
Yeah, it's only six. Yeah, six, 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 six. Oh, it's still six now. I think there are some schools where. Oh, social studies. I got seven.
Oh wow. Yeah, you have like 2 elective
Yeah, so kind of
subjects.
weird because some schools they have one elective.
Yeah.
My school had we had to take two,
Yeah.
which is very strange. But
Because it will help a lot with like your L1 R5, L1 R4 count.
yeah,
Yeah.
the to get into poly or
Yeah.
JC. All right, okay. So speaking of lessons, what would you say are the biggest lessons that school have taught you?
Biggest lessons.
Just about anything.
Oh, okay. Um hmm I'm a bit stuck on this. What about you? Like
School, I think I think last time I struggled a lot with identity and friends. So I had a couple of friends last time. Like I think I had many friends last time. But I think at one point I would say that I got bullied. At one point I was like 3 and I got bullied. What the hell? I was so old and I still got bullied.
oh my gosh.
Um and that's when you could see who are your true friends. So I would say that school taught me on how to like persevere. I would say persevere through my struggles because
Mhm.
I struggled a lot in school. I think I had my own personal issues. I would say mental health issues, um, and I think it didn't help me at school knowing that I have mental health issues, and my friends know that or schoolmates knew that, and sometimes people would judge you based off what you have like issues, and it spread. Teachers found out. Teachers who I don't know,
Oh my gosh.
people, schoolmates who I don't know, they all found out. And I think at the point of time, having to persevere on my own and not with my friends, but on my own, was really important. Yeah. So I had a teacher who kept me going, but I think school taught me on how to persevere. Just perseverance. Yes.
Yeah. I do think that perseverance is super important, especially like even after like school, because in life you always have to go through like hurdles. So I think that's one like really important value that school should teach every student. Yeah. I guess for me it's about the same because quite similar to you, I did also go through like friendship issues, and at the first part of like secondary school, I had like an identity crisis. Didn't know who I was without my friends. So I guess when going back to like that teacher Miss Ong, when she just basically told me be the person you are, be the leader you are, that really like changed my perspective and how I feel about school, then how I feel about myself in school. And that didn't really, it just kept me going, I guess. Yeah, kept me going, and I didn't really let anything else affect me as much as it did before I went through that, rumor thing issue. Yeah.
Okay. So last question.
Whew,
My God, it's the last question.
it's been an hour.
We've spoken for an hour.
Wow.
What do you wish schools focus more on?
Mm, I don't know if I should say mental health because I feel like school is already starting to focus a lot on mental health, which is really good. Maybe I guess like how the rest periods of like the students, like resting periods, because I do think that some, going back to like timetable topic, I do think it is still quite ridiculous for some schools, and it can really drain out students, maybe especially when you're like in the last year of secondary school, starting preparing for like, the national exams. I do think that schools should do something about it, maybe by starting school a bit later. I did like, I do remember that during like the election period, right? The G elections, is it? Yeah. Um one of like one of the groups, they plan to change like the timing of school, like the start timing of school, which and I was super excited for that. Yeah, but it's okay. Maybe it will like happen in the future, but that's when I'm already graduated. So, unfortunately, yeah. But
It's gonna be tougher in poly.
wait, really? Like
Yeah, I had classes from 8 to 6.
what the? What?
Classes,
Oh
8 to 6.
no.
I had I think an hour or 2 hour break lah. It's okay, but it was long.
Mm-hmm.
8 to 6, that would be 10 hours.
But
But I
like
was in pharmaceutical science, so
it's a bit
yeah,
intense.
it's very
Maybe it depends on
intense.
like the courses, like the.
It really depends on which course you're in. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Okay, for me, I wish schools focus more on the impact of social media.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
never
I
thought that.
think I think that it's even more prominent now that students are posting a lot of stuff, a lot of inappropriate stuff on their socials. I won't name it. I don't have to name it. I think everyone knows like what kind of stuff we're talking about now.
Yeah.
But I think that schools need to teach students about the limitations of social media and how it can impact them, especially right now that companies, like when you're working,
Mm.
they will look at your socials. It's very
Oh.
important. Yes. So example is it's LinkedIn. They will look at your
Oh.
LinkedIn, right? Sometimes they might even go as far as your Instagram and Facebook if you're using it.
But what if it's private?
I guess in a way they can't see it, but I think companies would have a way to know whether you have what are the words, like whether you have any restrictions. I think whether you cross any restrictions on social media, something like that.
Oh.
I might be wrong, but this is what I
Oh.
think, because I know companies can do background checks on you.
Oh
Yes, they
gosh.
can. So it's very important. Okay, right now that I think as the generations. Oh yes, Toby was
Meow.
wrong. Maybe she wants to go out. Do you want to see it?
Why? Oh. Meow. Don't poop. Don't poop.
Does he want to go out?
Kabi, you wanna go out? Yes. Go out.
What's wrong? But she's sitting like she wants to pee, honestly.
Kita become go out.
What was I saying? I can't remember. Dang it. Okay, lah. Give me like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, impact of social media. It's really important. I think a lot of kids don't know about the impact of social media, especially now that we have TikTok.
Yeah.
Okay. so many people are posting about so many things that could not be appropriate also are on TikTok because somehow they find a way to like um how do I say this? They don't get restricted. Okay, they're
Oh
not
yeah, that's
censored,
true. Yeah.
and it's everywhere now. I think like social media can be a little toxic. I would say,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, we are on social media as well. We are on YouTube and TikTok and Instagram and X maybe. Yeah, X is Twitter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I think I wish schools. I wish. I cannot speak. I wish schools focus more on social media. Yeah.
I do feel like in my experience, like school isn't really interested in what you do outside school. I'm not sure. Like, um, I guess like when you're brought up like, oh, school should focus about like focus on social media, like the impact of social media. Like in my head, I was like, I just like I just realized that like school doesn't really like talk about your life outside school. Yeah, oh my god, I just like it just hit me.
I think that schools they try to keep their reputation. I don't know if your school does it, but for my school, they don't allow like, students to loiter around after
Oh,
school in uniforms.
oh yeah, yeah. I think
So,
it was stricter in primary school. There was like a whole like assembly period about it. Yeah.
my secondary school, they didn't allow students to loiter. So, teachers will actually go around making sure there are no students loitering around in
Mhm.
their uniforms. Um, I think that says a lot. They do care about their reputation, but maybe not the welfare of students outside of school.
Yeah.
So I wish schools focus more on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do think that like that can be for me. I think it's a bit lenient. Like there are always like students loitering in malls. Like the mall. There will always be a mall like near your school. Okay, and there is
Like
like
you know how time zone don't allow
oh yeah
students to
yeah yeah yeah
enter.
yeah that
Time
yeah
zone is a
even cinemas
gaming.
I think.
Cinemas don't.
I'm not sure. I think so. I'm not sure.
Maybe they don't. I can't remember, but I think there are some like franchises where they don't accept students to come in their uniforms
Yeah.
because they don't want. I would say them to
Any complaints? I guess from like the
yeah.
school.
Maybe I'm not sure why also actually,
Mhm.
but I think it's a way to restrict them from making a bad impressions of
Yeah,
themselves
yeah,
for others. Maybe.
yeah. I do think like some schools are really like um strict about how we portray the reputation of the school. Like even how like we tidy up ourselves, how we look in our uniforms. Yeah, but like that's like it can go a bit too far because maybe for some students we just think that like how is this affecting like us. Yeah, like what if like we are actually good students, but I mean the way we look it doesn't really define how we actually are actually. Yeah, but school taught us to present ourselves neatly. I mean that's how you should um present yourself, I guess, especially in like the work industry. But I don't think it has led some people like within the society to um think that okay you look like a messy person, you are messy, which shouldn't be the case, and school should actually talk about that and clarify that how you look isn't what you are. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Got anything else to add on about school?
um no, I don't think so.
How about in the comments you write down good luck for your O levels?
Oh, okay, thank you.
For Ara, because she's gonna go through O levels soon. I think you've done your mother tongue O
Yeah, I've done my
levels,
mother
right?
tongue. That's like
S-
the first paper.
Yeah, so when does the rest of your papers start?
I think in August there will be in July is already I think the
Oral
oral
exams.
exams for like mother tongue and English, and then in August would be your prelims and also listening comprehension. So I'm scared,
When
guys.
is the actual
Um, I think for
October? That's it. Can't
yeah,
remember.
yeah, yeah. Like for
October,
everything else is October.
and
Yeah.
then your results are in Jan. Right.
Yeah. Oh my gosh! Stop. I'm
It's
scared.
okay. Let's all give strength to Aura. I'm sure she can do this. You
I'm
got
scared.
this.
Yeah, okay, got it.
Okay, thank you so much for coming over
Thank
today.
you.
I mean, actually, I came over, but thank you
Yeah.
so much for appearing on my channel. I really appreciate it. I hope this can help you in a way
Yeah.
for EAEs. EAEs is early admission examination, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Eh, admissions
Exercise.
and
Early
exercise.
early admission
Admissions
exercise,
exercise.
sorry,
Yeah.
not examinations, yeah. So this is Aura. Do you wanna post your
Triple A
socials?
battery. Alright, sure, I did.
Yeah,
Sorry.
you can. I'll put your socials on
Okay.
the screen, your Instagram. Is that
Okay,
okay?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so you can catch her there if you want to. She's a lovely girl. She's intelligent.
Oh,
All
thank
right,
you.
and I'm Mimi. You know me from my channel. So I'll see you soon.
Yeah, next episode,
I'll
guys.
catch you another time. All right.
Okay.
This is Mimi from Charlie Chicks channel.
Bye.